Guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going through some frequently asked questions about Amazon FBA and private label and just kind of getting started. I talk about Amazon on all of my platforms. I'm Learn with Abby on every platform, so TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. So make sure you keep in touch with me if you aren't already following me over on those platforms. But either way, I get asked the same questions multiple times a day, which is fine. I'm here to help. I love to add clarity to anyone who wants the information, so I'm not complaining. However, I think it would be productive if I can just answer a bunch of the questions I get the most often here all in one video. So if you have been redirected here via Instagram DM or something like that, just know that I don't mean any harm at all. I just would like to be able to answer your question thoroughly and not have to type it a million times, okay? Don't hate me, okay? All right, let's get into it. Before we get started, I just want to let you all know that in the description, I have a bunch of incredible resources for you all, including our new monthly Amazon membership. It is a community where you get 3 Amazon classes every single month, along with a Q&A with our shipping expert based in China, and you get a bunch of other freebies and exclusives as part of that membership. If you are interested, you can just click on the link in the description and it will take you directly there, and I've got everything else that I have to offer for you guys there as well. So go ahead and check that out. If you do end up liking this video, I would love if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I do have tons more videos planned for you all, and I will continue to put them out for as long as y'all will continue to watch them. So stick around, you won't regret it. And with that, let's get into these frequently asked questions. We are going to start off strong with one of the questions I get asked every single day, probably multiple times a day, which is, how much money do I need to get started with selling on Amazon with FBA and private label like you do? Well, for your budget, it's really going to depend on a number of factors. In fact, I have a full dedicated YouTube video to answering this question super comprehensively. I write everything down. I list out all of the items. So if you want a thorough breakdown, just check out this video right here. But outside of that, to answer the question in the most simplistic way that I can, is it depends on the number of units that you buy of the product along with the cost per unit of that product. So for example, if you follow my guidelines, and I advise starting with 500 units of a product for many reasons, but that seems to be the sweet spot. I have taught thousands of people how to sell on Amazon, and 500 is the number that I would recommend across the board. There are exceptions, but for the average person, that is a good place to start. If you are finding a product that is within the recommendations that I am giving, so I'm giving you the recommendation to find a product that is $5 or cheaper per unit. So if you do $5 per unit times 500 units, that's $2,500 for inventory. Now, there are much cheaper products that you can find. You do not have to spend $5 on your first product. In fact, I encourage you to find the lowest cost product that you can for your first time around, simply because you are learning, you don't really know what you're doing just yet. So it makes sense to go lower risk with that first product, learn the lay of the land, understand how Amazon works, and then from there you can always scale up. You can always look at more expensive products after you know what you're doing and after you've made yourself some money. So with that being said, it is going to rely heavily on the cost of that product. If you find something that is more ideal, like a $2 or $3 product, then you have a more reasonable budget. So if you find a $3 product, and this includes the product itself, the shipping of the product, and the packaging, $3 all in is a great price point. And then you are only investing, and I say only with a grain of salt. I understand that $1,500 is a lot of money, but I'm just saying that you are starting a whole business. So a $1,500 investment in your product is reasonable, whether or not you think it is. Just as an industry standard for starting a business from scratch, that is actually super cheap compared to many other businesses that you could start. So that is what you would be looking at. Now, outside of the cost of the product itself, you're also going to have some other things that you would want to budget for. Again, that video breaks everything down. I spend more time going over each of these items, but you would be looking at things like your ad spend, your marketing of the product. You would be looking at things like your logo, your product photography, a trademark if you want to do that right off of the bat. So those are some of the things that you would want to account for, but the bulk of the budget that you're going to need is for the product in and of itself. The second question that I get asked the most about Amazon selling is, how do I even get started? What do I do first? Well, I'm really happy to tell you this because by watching this video, you're already doing the first step, which is, getting an understanding for the business model and seeing if it makes sense for what you want to accomplish. I think that private label, which is where you're buying these products in bulk from China, you're putting your logo on them, you're selling them for 3, 4, 5 times what you bought it for. I think that this is the best business model for Amazon FBA, but there are others. And so I do think it's important that you understand what all comes with this specific business model, which would be obviously the thing that turns most people off, which is the fact that you have to buy the products in bulk, but you get so much more out of that. You get to own your own brand. You get to determine your own pricing. You get to determine your own packaging. You have so much more control than you do with any other business model when it comes to Amazon FBA. And so I just prefer it. I think it's the best route that you can go. I think it's the best use of your time, your energy, and I think it's a better investment than doing something like wholesale or retail arbitrage. If you don't know what those are, just other ways of selling on Amazon where you're selling other people's products, not your own branded products. So there's definitely a big difference there. And I would say that, that would be an important step. After you do that, I definitely recommend that you spend some time on my channel checking out some of the other videos, just so you can have a better understanding of, the steps that are involved, how to look for products the right way. And I've got tons of product research videos here on the channel, so you're in the right place. But if you still feel like that's a little bit too much too soon, you can definitely watch my free training. I'll have that linked in the description for you guys. It's 60 minutes, low commitment, nothing crazy. I'm going to give you a lot of really great information in that training, and that would be the absolute perfect place to start if you are a complete beginner. Now, after you have the information and the knowledge and it's time to actually do something, apply the knowledge, that next step will be to sign up for your Amazon seller account. So the website for that is sell.amazon.com. And from there, they will ask you for some information pertaining to your business, your name, your address, your credit card information. All of that is information that Amazon will need to know in order to approve your Amazon seller account. And then from there, you would start doing product research. There is a product research tool that I highly recommend. It's called Helium 10. I'm not sure if it'll come up again at some point in this video, but it is the best product research tool, best all-in-one Amazon tool that you can get. And I've used it for many, many years. It's helped me grow my business to 7 figures plus per year. So if you are interested in that, I'll have that linked in the description for you as well. But to make a long answer short, I will say to scroll my YouTube channel, watch my free training, make your Amazon seller account, and then get Helium 10 to start doing your product research would be how you'd want to get started. Another question I get asked all the time is, how long is it going to take for me to start making money? How long before I can launch my product? Basically, when will you see results? And that's a really great question. I know why you were asking, but at the same time, I can't just say a number and leave it there. There's always context. There's always caveats to everything. And so the first thing that I have to say when it comes to timelines is that I cannot guarantee anything, and realistically, no one can guarantee that within X amount of weeks, X amount of months, you're going to be making X amount of money. That's just not real life. And I pride myself on being honest, on being transparent with you guys. I would love to be able to sit here and say, within a month, you're going to be selling and making 10K a month. I'm not going to sit here and say that because I can't guarantee that. I don't know that to be true. And to be honest, that's not average. For you to launch a product in a month is not something that would be normal. It's been done. I've seen it done. Members in my program do it fairly often, but I wouldn't say that that is regular. So I'm going to give you kind of a timeline for the average person in 2 different scenarios. One scenario is if you are following a program or some type of a course that lays out for you what you're supposed to be doing, that will expedite your timeline dramatically because you're not spending the time looking for the information, watching a million YouTube videos trying to find the answer to one question. You would have the steps. And I'm assuming it's a good course, a good program. Like mine, for example, if I do say so myself, I tell you how to do everything. So you're not going to be wasting your time, doing your own independent research for every little thing. And so if you're going to go that route, you might enroll in my program. You might start doing the lessons. It's about 17 hours of a video tutorial. So there's a lot of information in there, but it is all meant to be very straightforward, concise, precise, and let you know exactly what you need without extra fluff. There's just a lot of information. So let's say that you spend an hour a day doing my program, then you would be done with the program within 2 to 3 weeks, right? But from that moment, you are creating your Amazon account, you are doing your product research, and that timeline varies for every person. Some people are able to find a product within a day, other people take a week, other people take a month, other people take 2 months. So I can't say that for you it's going to be a month. I have no idea how you're going to do your product research. I have no idea how often you're going to do it. So that would be largely dependent on you. I will say that 2 weeks would be a reasonable time to find a product. So if you are regularly doing your product research, you find something in 2 weeks, now you are about a month in, right? You got the program, you did the modules, you listened to the lessons, you're engaged in the Facebook group. Now you have gone ahead and found your product. Your next step would be looking for a supplier on Alibaba.com. When you find some suppliers that you like, you're going to want to get some samples. That might take another week or two. So now you're, a month and a half in. Then you have to place your order. The product has to be made. Depending on how long it will take your supplier to make your product, that will also, have an impact on your timeline. So let's say that their lead time or their manufacturing time is 30 days. Now you're 2.5 months into the process, and then the product has to be shipped to Amazon. Let's call it 3 weeks or maybe a month. So now you're 3 months into the process. So, and this is you following, a step by step. I will say that, and it's kind of funny that I'm recording this video right now, I just had a call with the students in my program a couple days ago, and we have had a handful of students who have been able to find a product and have it made in literally less than a month. So it is possible to do it more quickly. It just really has everything to do with your timeline and how much of a priority you make it. Life is life, and some of us have kids, some of us have, demanding jobs and, different things going on with our lives. You can't stop everything just to start your Amazon business. So you are doing it in tandem with the other demands of your life. And if you're doing that, it might take you a month, 2 months, 3 months to complete the program. And so obviously your timeline would be adjusted for that extra time that you're spending. So I hate to say it depends, but it really does. And that's why I'm explaining what it depends on. But either way, we'll call that about 3 months. I would say that is an average amount of time that it could take you to launch your product. And this is just assuming that it's a regular time of the year, not Q4, which is the holiday season. Sometimes things tend to move slower during that time. Or if it is Chinese New Year or Spring Festival that happens normally in February every year, that is a big holiday in China. Many of the suppliers on Alibaba are based in China, so they take time off and they're gone for normally a couple weeks. So obviously if you were starting right at that time, then you would be delayed a couple of weeks because the suppliers are just not there. They're not working at the time. Luckily, you are watching this video post Chinese New Year, so everyone's back. It's business as usual, and you should be able to get in contact with the supplier of your choice, make a decision and start having your products made. Here's another question I get asked all the time, and it's just, curiosity pertaining to my own Amazon business personally. So people want to know, how much money do you make? What products do you sell? So on and so forth. And so I will just give you guys a little bit of an average. On average, I do anywhere between $185,000 to $195,000 per month. And this is just in revenue, not in profit. So revenue is just how much money I make in sheer sales. It does not account for the cost of the product, my Amazon fees, my advertising. None of that is included. So after all of that is said and done, I am averaging about 33% in profits off of that total amount. So if I do $190,000 that month, it'll be 33% of that number. And it varies, it fluctuates. I normally make more money during whatever month they do Amazon Prime, so mid-year. And then normally also during Q4 with the holiday season, there's just more money to be made. People are spending more. You guys get it. So, but I'm just kind of giving you an average. Now, as far as the products that I sell, I have 6 different products on Amazon. I've been selling many of them for many years. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years now. So I have products that have been listed since 2019, products since 2020. I have launched more products in the more recent years, and all of my products are in the health and household category. I do have 2 different brands on Amazon, so 2 separate storefronts under 2 separate LLCs with separate bank accounts. Everything is independent of one another. So when I say my Amazon business, I am basically lumping both of them together for simplicity, but they are technically 2 separate businesses. They're just both Amazon businesses, if that makes sense. And with that, those products are, split evenly. I've got 3 products in one brand, 3 products in the other brand. Do I plan on launching anything soon? Not necessarily, but if I do find a product that would make sense for either of the brands, I would not hesitate to launch it. It's pretty easy for me to launch a product at this point. Obviously, I have the budget to launch whatever product I want, but sometimes I really have to realign and remember the reason that I started this in the first place. I did not become an entrepreneur or start selling on Amazon to be working 40 hours a week. If I wanted to do that, I could have stayed up my 9 to 5. I did this for the time freedom. I did it for the financial freedom. I did it so that I didn't feel like I'm constantly worried about money. And I have achieved that. I do think that sometimes, especially younger entrepreneurs, we just want to keep on going. Let's just make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible. And while I am happy that I'm able to have the income that I have, and I'm going to continue to do it for as long as I can, I had to stop and literally smell the roses. Like, ma'am, you are making more money than 99% of Americans. I live in America, and probably 99% of the world, if I'm being honest. You do not need to do the most. Like, you can enjoy where you're at. I have such a great work in quotes, because I mean, it's very easy and low maintenance, but I have such a good work-life balance with the way my businesses are set up right now. With Amazon, I'm spending 3, maybe 4 hours a week, and I'm making the amount that I do. It's a blessing. It's incredible. And I don't want to block my blessing or overcomplicate my blessing by being greedy. You know what I mean? This is me, a capitalist. No, I'm just kidding. Look, don't come for me. I'm just joking. Everyone relax. But I'm just saying that, I love my lifestyle. I love everything I've been able to gain from, the business. But at the same time, sometimes enough is truly enough. Like, I don't need to make $1 million a month. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, that's that. Hopefully that answers that question. And we are going to answer the last frequently asked question. Last but not least, the question I get asked the most is selling on Amazon still worth it? Can you still make money? Is it still viable? And the short answer is yes, obviously. That's why I'm here. That's why I be on YouTube telling you guys, how to get started. That's why I talk about it on, Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else, is because there is still so much opportunity. I think, the people who say that you can't make money on Amazon anymore just don't understand how big Amazon is and don't understand how big the opportunity is. And they're thinking very small-minded. They're thinking very close-minded. And so they can't see, kind of past their own excuses or their own barriers, or just kind of the vision that they have of it. So with that being said, what I want to say is that Amazon grows year over year for a reason. Amazon makes more and more money every year for a reason. Jeff Bezos makes more money every year for a reason. Amazon is not declining anytime soon, because really think about it from a logical standpoint. Yes, Amazon is a corporate beast. They are really gaining a monopoly in the scariest way possible. But ultimately, there are a lot of people who are very, very interested in the success of Amazon. It is not going anywhere. Think about the lifestyle that it affords many people. I mean, I am an Amazon girly through and through. I sell on Amazon. I spend on Amazon. I mean, it's like a way of life. I don't often go to the store to buy the things that I need. I'm constantly ordering what I need with Amazon Prime. And the reason that I like it so much is because of the convenience factor. And I am not unique. That's the reason that everyone who uses Amazon Prime uses it. It's convenient. It gets to you within 2 days. It's trustworthy. It's easy. I mean, we have to understand the landscape that we're in. And think about it. I'm a mid-tier millennial, elder millennial, whatever you want to call it. I'm 30, and I did not grow up knowing Amazon as the norm. Amazon became introduced to me as I became older, as I got to college and graduated college. That's when I started to utilize Amazon. But I think about my son who is about to be 4 years old. Is he going to be going to the store to buy the things that he needs, or is he going to be going to the internet to buy the things that he needs? I mean, it's common sense. So we are going to continue to see a rapid increase in how much people are utilizing e-commerce. And I mean, you don't have to sell on Amazon, but other people are going to do it and other people are going to make the money. So why can't it be you? It's really all about your mindset and the way that you are looking at it, either as an opportunity or as something that is for everyone else but you. Like, why would you want to view it that way? If I can sell on Amazon, why can't you? If someone can make 100K selling plastic butterflies on Amazon, why can't you? Maybe you don't sell that product, but there's enough money to go around. I guarantee it. I have been doing this for many, many years. There were people who were doing numbers way higher than mine when I first started. And even now, you know, I've got a student in my program just hit $1 million in sales for last year. And he started his Amazon business with a relief check from that thing that happened in 2020. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He used that stimulus check to start his whole business. And that's how far it's taken him. There's still opportunity. You just have to look at it with positivity. You have to learn the information and you have to apply it. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. And there are very few people who say there's no opportunity on Amazon, you can't make money on Amazon, who have actually tried and succeeded at selling on Amazon. It's the people who have never even tried it, the people who are ignorant, the people who don't know anything about business that are, you know, saying that. So try not to let how other people feel really deter you from starting your Amazon business if it's something that you want to do. I hope you guys enjoyed that video where I went over 5 of the most frequently asked questions that I get about Amazon FBA as someone who has done it for going on 6 years now. It's just incredible how Amazon has changed my life. I know it can change yours too. So hopefully this helps give you a little bit of clarity. If you think of any other questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And that's really all I've got for you guys. Have an amazing day and I will see you in the next video. Bye.